Hi everyone, it's Raleigh, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the planners I've gotten for 2024. But I thought I would talk a bit about what I've been using this year because that kind of informed my choices for 2024. So I'll do a quick overview of what I've been using this year, and then I'll show you what I'm going to use next year. So the main planner I've been using that most of my videos are about is my Hobonichi Cousin, which I absolutely love. It's been fantastic. This is my first year using this. Prior to this, for many years, like over a decade, I've been using Traveler's Notebooks, and usually a kind of weekly, and then a couple others that I have. But last fall, I kind of started to have more of an interest in planners and thought I would try out using something. The other thing is that previously I've had a home office job for quite a while, but I had been kind of out and about and traveling a little more for work, but that had stopped. It actually stopped kind of over the pandemic, but for some reason it didn't quite click in with me. But then for whatever reason last year I had more of an interest in planners, so I got the Cousin, and it really is ideal for me. And I knew kind of within the first month or two that this is definitely something that I would be getting again. I've done really well with kind of like the monthlies. The monthlies I use just because I want a way to just have a quick visual of kind of what is going on in the month. Something I want to do next year with this is to use these sidebars a little bit more. I put them down, for example, for September, where I want to kind of record some things. But over the next few months, I will be, with each month that I've got left, trying out some different formats, because one of the things I want to do is use all of this a little bit more. And I should mention as well, in the front where it's got kind of these sections, I haven't really used them. I've kind of been off and on, and yeah, just haven't used them, so I will find another use for that. The monthlies I think will pretty much kind of remain the same as just kind of the main events that are happening, but like I said, I do want to use the left side there. And of course the weeklies, which are, some of my favorites. I enjoy doing the planning in them. I like the way it looks. It helps me, during the week, several times a day. I'm kind of opening it up and taking a look. And yeah, I really enjoy kind of the time that I take each week to set them up. And I have a couple of variations that I do depending on what the week is looking like, and I'll continue to experiment with that. I do use Coffee Monster Co. exclusively in this, and I'll continue to do that next year. I do see some absolutely beautiful planners. I've spoken before about Becky from Whoops, I Did It Again Co. She does probably some of my favorite layouts and designs. There's some beautiful companies that do incredible kits. For me, I kind of made a choice that I just wanted to stick with one company. And with Coffee Monster Co., it's got everything I look for. Like, I like the design and aesthetic of it. I like that there's kits to set up months or weeks and things that coordinate, but I also really like the variety of other stickers she has, because you can see I do like putting them in. So I will be doing that again next year. The other thing I've kept up pretty well with is kind of the daily. So I just use it to kind of write down how my day's gone. I'm off and on about using the side. That's something else I want to do next year, is maybe think about, using that side piece a little bit more consistently. Hey, Raleigh. Oh, straighten up a little bit. But yeah, so that's gone pretty well. The sections in the back, honestly, I haven't really used. I kind of set up a, show you, sort of, the idea was I'd put kind of a couple notes under each month of things I wanted to do. I didn't really do that. And then I had a section each for wellness, home, and finance, kind of broken down into quarters where I could kind of put what I want to get done. But again, I didn't really use it. I might do something similar though next year with those pages. That's something I'm still thinking about. So, and the size is right, and because I work from home office, having it available out there for me to look at, it's just been ideal. So this is, of course, the main thing I've been using and will continue to. Oh, no spoilers. Now, there's a couple other things I did have for this year, or a couple of weeks. Now, And considering I just went from a traveler's notebook with like a weekly and then maybe one or two other ones that I used, this seems like a lot, and it is. The reason this happened was because originally last fall, when I was starting to think about maybe doing a little more with planners, I was just gonna get this. So this is the Hobonichi Weeks. This is the milk tea, which, by the way, I'm like a huge, I'm a huge fan of this, of the color and the texture. I think it's great. And part of the reason I got it was the layout was the same as the traveler's notebook that I used, with kind of the weekly, and it also, of course, has a monthly setup in it as well. And so I kept up with these, and I, have sort of kept up with them. And then in the back, I had a few things. So one is I kind of had a section for each month where I'd put kind of goals and things I wanted to work on. Honestly, that did kind of fall away a little bit. And then I also just have some odds and ends things like color swatches and that. So I did really like this. And I think if I hadn't kind of wanted to do a little more and moved into the Cousin, this probably would have been fantastic. The other reason I got this was it would also fit into my traveler's notebook. So when I was traveling, I could take it with me. So originally I got this, and then I ended up getting a second one because I liked this, but I wanted a little more space, because one of the areas, I had 3 areas I wanted to focus on, and one of them was wellness. So I thought having a wellness planner would be good, where I could put in details and track things and week by week. And I think, oh, and I used Rebel Ink Co. stuff for this, so, which is fantastic, just because I wanted to use something a little bit different. And she has some really kind of beautiful stuff. And so, yeah. But you can see, like, I didn't really use it a whole lot. As far as the actual weeks go, there were some weeks where I did, but then, again, it kind of came and went. And I think ultimately it was just that it was kind of too much. Either having these or having this probably would have been the way to go. But I still, I'm still keeping them, and I am still, like I said, using them off and on. So I had those. Again, the Cousin is the primary one, but I had these two. I'd also picked up, it's a set of 3 little, I don't know what they're called, they're not like notebooks, but little notepad things. I covered them just because I wanted a kind of neutral look to them. And these come in a pack of 3, and I had 3 areas I wanted to focus on, so I thought I'll have one for each. And it really was meant for more informal kind of brain dumps, those kinds of things, which I have used them for. Like here's the home one, where I kind of made different, I make kind of little, notes about different things. And so, yeah, I mean, and again, these were kind of okay, and I can kind of see even with these two having these, but, I just aren't using them as often. So that's what I used. I did also use my traveler's notebook, which is what I used for years, and I absolutely love it. The way I use it now is when I go out, I do put my weeks in here, because I do keep the monthly up to date, because I like to have that to glance at. So I use the weeks in here, and then I also use this. This is from Traveler's Notebook. It's a free daily. So the idea behind it is you kind of have a page a day. Try to find a blanker one, but there's no preset dates. And so, and when I got it, I knew I wasn't going to use it as a daily. But the way that I use it, which I like, is that I'm basically use the dates as like a table of contents. So, and this I just use as sort of an informal thing. So if I'm somewhere and I have a little time, I might say, oh, I'm going to work on this activity. And then I just make a note that it's on kind of that page that I've been working on it. Yeah. So, it is good. I do like having an extra kind of notepad thing. So this with the weeks was kind of my takeaway. So these were what I was using this year. And from what I've said, you probably have deduced or close to deducing what I'm actually using this year. And I did, in fact, it is a little early, obviously, and I will do a video when I set these up a little closer to the start of the year. But I ordered them last week and they came in. So I thought I'll do a quick video because some people can have a bit of an interest. So of course the main thing will be the Hobonichi Cousin, which I think is fantastic. I'll continue to use a lot of what I've done, and then in the areas where I haven't been doing as much, I'll kind of build something into that. I do plan to continue to use the Coffee Monster Co. Again, for me, it's the combination of kind of the aesthetic and design I like, that they have kits, but they also have a range of other stickers as well. And for me, I just like the consistency that comes with it, both in the planner, but also for me, just, you know, when it comes to purchasing things and getting things, it's just easier mentally that, hey, there's this place I go to get these things, and they all kind of go together. So I'm going to be continuing with that. Now, what I'm going to be using in my traveler's notebook, I realized that the two things that I wanted to include, and these are things that I will probably keep loose on my desk, but then I can, you know, pop in here. One is I did get this is the calendar, and this is the free calendar. So this isn't the one that's got the, you know, 2024 on it. I got the free one, which is kind of, you can make it yourself, just because that way, if for some reason I wanted to skip a month, or if I wanted to use it in a different way, then I could. So, and I think the home for this will pretty much always be in here. I'll just kind of update it. I'll do it when I do my monthly for this, and that way it'll always be in here, because I do like the idea of just having something physically to open and look at. And then along with that, the only other things I'm going to have are two of these, which are the ones that I just showed you. So these are the free dailies, and it's actually kind of, you get sort of 2 months worth. So there's two sections. So they've got like the 1 to the 31 if you were going to use them daily, and then those numbers correspond with the numbers on the page. And so I'm going to have two of these, and the plan right now is that I am going to keep, one of the things I've liked this year is having kind of 3 areas I focus on when I'm, you know, preparing or planning or just thinking about things, which is wellness, home, and finance. So I'll continue to do that. And so I got 2 of these with the idea that I could have like a wellness one, a finance one, and a home one. And then I'll also have one extra section, which I will use just as kind of an open one for kind of odds and ends things that are happening. And so, you know, I suspect with these, I mean, honestly, I'll probably just leave them in here. But these are the things that I'll kind of go with. And then when I want to use these here or make more specific notes about these things, I can just kind of pull it out. So that meets the need of, I do want something I can take with me, a place to write things down when I have a few minutes to sit and think about things. It gives me the monthly overview, but then the rest of it will be in here. And so, yeah, I think that this will be a good balance. We will see. And as I said, I will do a video probably November-ish where I actually do some setup in this. Oh, and so for this, I may use the Coffee Monster Co. on it, but really I think I'm leaning towards picking another kind of sticker company. I am going to pick one and kind of use that one because, again, mentally, as much as I adore some of the other things that are out there and the things that people do when they mix and match things as well, for me, I just mentally, it's better just to have one where I know that everything's kind of cohesive. And when I'm purchasing, it makes it a little bit easier. So I've started to have a look. Again, Becky at Whoops, I Did It Again Co. She's great. She lists all the stores she gets stuff. So there's a couple there I'm looking at. But if you have any ideas of stores that I should consider, please leave a note in the comments. But that's the plan. Is it's the one last thing I'll do is probably kind of pick out a sticker company that has a style I like. I'm thinking maybe florals for something different, which I think would go kind of with this whole more natural side of things. And then, like I said, stick with Coffee Monster Co. for this. So yeah, these are my 2024 planners. I think it's going to work out well for me, and I will share them as I get them ready and set up. So hope you like this quick little video. Thank you. Bye.